Let's continue now with pollster John Zogby, CEO of Zogby Analytics and author of the book First Globals, Understanding, Managing, and Unleashing Our Millennial Generation. Also with us, Craig Shirley, the president of Shirley and Bannister Public Affairs. The presidential historian is out with a new book called Last Act, The Final Years and Emerging Legacy of Ronald Reagan. Craig's in the midst of his book tour down in Tucson, Arizona. And, of course, John Zogby joins us from Utica, New York. Craig, first to you. The Republican candidates, most of them getting together and demanding changes in the debate format. Is that a wise thing to do?
JD, absolutely. Actually, it's very Reagan-esque thing to do. Reagan was best when he took control of his own destiny, and these candidates do not want to put their destiny in the hands of John Harwood or other lesser lights on cable television. I think it's marvelous. I applaud them. I think the RNC should not be part of the process. The RNC is good at raising money. It's good at hiring high-priced consultants. It's not good at negotiating. So I think, you know, 5 stars, 2 thumbs up for the Republican candidates for taking control of their own destiny.
Well, John Zogby, you'll tell us you're a pollster, not a reviewer when it comes to debates and their content, and yet, got to get your thoughts on the process, John. Reince Priebus this morning on Good Morning America saying, hey, look, we're setting the calendar. The RNC will advocate for the candidates, but the talk we're hearing from Washington, from most of the campaigns, nah, we're going to call the shots now with the networks. Who do you believe?
Well, I believe the candidates. And I believe the candidates will. I thought the entire thing was horrible last week. You know, these guys and gals are not out there playing paintball. You know, they're running for president of the United States. And, you know, I'm an historian, too. I taught it for 24 years. Can anybody name who the moderator was in the Lincoln-Douglas debates? Of course not, because we're not supposed to. And there didn't have to be. The bottom line here is that it was an attempt at gotcha journalism and ratings, and it has nothing at all to do with the process. Candidates should have the final say in the kinds of questions that are asked.
From the debate format to not so much a debate, but a makeover. And John, we'll go to you first. Jeb Bush kickstarting a new message with his campaign, launching a Jeb Can Fix It tour. Now, is it possible for a candidate to redefine himself at this point in the race and make a difference in your mind, John?
No. You know what? I think what Jeb should do is just simply be himself and hope that the others fall by the wayside. I mean, frankly, you had the same sort of thing in 2000 with Al Gore. Constant reinvention. The more reinvention you do, the more disingenuous and inauthentic you look like. If he's got something to sell, and look, Jeb does. Republicans aren't buying it yet, but he has something to sell.
But that's the problem, is it not, Craig Shirley? What Jeb is selling, Republicans ain't buying. 30 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've said it before, is that the Republican Party is going through profound changes, and I don't think Jeb Bush understands it, and it can't be fixed with rebranding himself or reinventing himself every 15 minutes. There's something deeper and more significant what's going on the side of the Republican Party, and it winnows out Bushism, big government republicanism, establishmentarianism, insiderism. It's moving toward populist outside reformer, and he is just caught in a wave of history that he has no chance of catching up to.
So many isms. Here's one for you guys, a stay with us ism. We want to talk to you more, John Zogby and Craig Shirley. And this quick programming reminder, don't miss our Newsmax Prime special, a conversation with Jeb Bush. My exclusive one-on-one interview in a 30-minute format premieres tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern, right here on Newsmax TV. And we'll be right back.
I want to be president because I want to build on the progress that we've been making and make it possible for more people in our country, particularly young people, to live up to their own God-given potential. And that means we've got to get back to providing opportunities. We've got to get back to making the economy work for everybody. And we have to defend the progress we've made in women's rights and gay rights. And we have to protect voting rights and immigrant rights and everything else.
Hillary Clinton getting a healthy round of applause when she stopped by CBS and appeared on The Late Show and explained why she needs to be president. Now, Mrs. Clinton's been on a strong winning streak, at least according to the Washington Press Corps, since her appearance before the House Select Committee on Benghazi. But, of course, on her left flank, Bernie Sanders keeps on keeping on, and the two will now face off in Iowa and New Hampshire as the campaign continues for the Democrats as well. Let's bring back our panel. First, John Zogby, CEO of Zogby Analytics, who joins us via Skype from Utica, New York, and from Tucson, Arizona, smack dab in the middle of his book tour, presidential historian Craig Shirley. You know, Craig, to listen to Washington, Hillary is just doing great, and the GOP, well, it's troubled. The Washington Press Corps is as biased in its journalism as the CNBC crew was in that debate last week.
I've never seen the media more biased. It seems like it gets worse every four years. You listen to what she said. It was a bunch of banalities. I mean, there was no content. There was no meaning to what she said. It was just, empty platitudes and just astonishing what she's allowed to get away with. They said she had a good week, but, in her testimony, she had much admitted that she lied to the survivors of Benghazi by telling them that they were killed over a videotape instead of a breakdown in security. So I don't see, maybe to the insiders who have different standards, she had a winning week, but to the rest of us, I dare say she had a losing week.
Well, it's not only a Republican reaction, John Zogby, the leftists dominating the Democratic Party, the populists seem to carry a torch for Bernie. What about the Sanders campaign? Can it succeed?
Yes, it can. I don't know about the nomination, but I do know that Hillary cannot win the presidency without strong, enthusiastic support from the left flank of the party. Liberals, progressives, represent about half of the Democratic Party, and they are the intensity factor. If they don't turn out to vote, if they're not turned on by the nominee, that's real trouble in the final analysis. I say she could look for a real fight almost to the end.
Well, John, since you're our resident pollster, there's a new Monmouth University poll out, and it's very interesting. Trump is still in the lead in New Hampshire, followed by Ben Carson, but then Marco Rubio moves into third. Now, earlier in this campaign, you were telling us Rubio was the guy who was going to break through. Do you maintain that perception, John Zogby?
Yeah, he had a very strong performance the other night and dealt with adversity and turned it into a positive for himself. Plus, of course, he has just a natural eloquence. I think he's the guy to watch. He's the guy that can get both conservatives to a great degree as well as establishment unity in the party. And there'll be somebody else. There'll be a moderate candidate as well that'll emerge out of New Hampshire. There always is.
Yeah, it's interesting because some folks don't do the conservative moderate dichotomy anymore, Craig Shirley. They do establishment versus grassroots. Where does Rubio rank in that assessment?
Actually, Rubio is an interesting character. I think he's got his roots actually in both sides, although I think he tends to be more establishment than grassroots, JD. I think he knows which side his bread is buttered on. I know his play has got to be the populist outside of roots, but I think his natural inclination is to go more establishment, and which is why Jeb and he are kind of attacking each other, because they're in competition with each other to become the establishment choice in this race. They do know that establishment candidates have won the nomination in the past, John McCain, Mitt Romney, and it may very well be again. But I still go back to my original statement, which I think the Republican Party is going through profound changes, and it's going to eventually winnow out establishment candidates like Marco Rubio if he chooses to run as an establishment candidate.
Very quickly, establishment in the minds of a lot of us equals amnesty. Rubio was part of that Gang of Eight bill. Is he going to be able to live that down? 15 seconds, Craig.
That's going to be a real millstone around his neck, and he better change the subject or, admit that he made a mistake and come out and apologize and change his position. Otherwise, it's going to drag him down, I'm afraid.
John Zogby and Craig Shirley, we thank you for your time. John Zogby's book is First Globals, Understanding, Managing, and Unleashing Our Millennial Generation. And Craig Shirley's new book, just out, is entitled Last Act: The Final Years and Emerging Legacy of Ronald Reagan. Our thanks to both those gentlemen. What do you think of what they had to say? Agree or disagree? We'd love to get your comment. Send them to me at newsmaxtv.com/comments. When we come back, Brett Stevens with his analysis of what happened to that Russian plane in Egypt. That's next.